100 years ago, in 1919, the average man in the U.S. lived to be 49 years old. Lived to be 49 years old. I'm 48. That freaks me out.
1 year left. According to that statistic.
100 years ago.
Yeah.
And maybe back then being good at one thing was good enough, but that's no longer the case. And if in fact, last year's graduating class in college, so the United States 2018 graduating class, the top 10 jobs that those students applied for did not exist 10 years ago. Didn't exist 10 years ago. And so what I'm here to tell you and tell everyone today is this, is whatever it is that you were awesome at, 5 years ago, that thing that made you, it was like it was your superhero power 5 years ago, is your baggage today.
Correct.
And by the way, that's the difference that makes the difference.
How did that relate to you?
And the way that related to me was I stopped learning. What specifically is I stopped learning. I thought that I knew it. I thought that I knew enough. I thought that I
And this was when? How long ago was this?
10 years ago, 5 years ago,
Okay,
4 years ago. And it really took spending time because, being around the kind of people that I've been around, I've always been looking for clues. What is it that makes the person who's number one at something so much different than number two? And the answer to that question I found has changed over time. But today, as I'm out there for my show, Business and Burgers, right? Or I'm out there with Entrepreneur Magazine, I'm interviewing people or whatever, what I'm finding is the most common characteristic between top performers is this. They have got this crazy, this passion, they're almost fanatical about learning. And it's because that they know this. They know that they need to keep up with that exponential growth.
Like people think I'm crazy. I go to so many seminars and I'm involved in so many things and reading so many books and trying to go and trying to apply this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even the conversations we're having, like we were here till late one night just talking about new subjects for our own company and I'm just learning from hearing what these stories are that Joel was sharing. And it's just like, you have to. I mean, you have to spend like hours a day almost learning now, understanding what are this brand doing, how are these people marketing, how's SEO working, and how also now Instagram's changing their formula like in one day, and like all this concept, and even like how do you impact people's lives? Like how do I even connect more deeper with the people around me and give better leadership and better guidance and then be able to pull out of them their gifting and strengths. Yeah. And there's just so much to learn.
Well, here's the trick. Here's the trick. I don't think it's about spending hours a day learning. I think what's more important is the consistent, meaning every single day. Persistent, meaning never quitting. Pursuit of your pure potential in a particular area. And so what that means is I would rather practice something for 5 minutes a day than for 5 hours on Sunday. You see, here's what happens. What happens in life is this. What happens is we decide that we want to get better at this.
So what have you been doing specifically? Is there like something you've been learning? Or
so let me share. So we want to get better at something. And so we start on Monday. I'll use a diet as an example. Yeah. We want to lose weight. So we start on Monday, right? We practice on Monday. And then we do the same thing. We do really good on Tuesday. So on that first day, we get kind of the power in the universe, that exponential factor times 1. The second day times 2, the third day times 3. And then on Sunday, what happens is we blow it all out, right? We completely screw up our diet, we get back to it on Monday. We have to start over, right? The power of the universe times 1, this exponential factor times 2. So at the end of the month, here's what happens. You get 2 people standing next to each other, and one person has these incredible results because they did it every day. They practiced it for 5 minutes. Right? There's the exponential power times 30. It's like this incredible multiplier effect versus the person who had to start over every Monday. You see what I'm saying? And so I would rather practice for 5 minutes a day than 5 hours on Sunday because that is where the exponential growth is.